Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Deborah, and today I'm going to be using punches because I often think we forget about our punches, so I'm going to try and make people think about them again. So the first idea I have for using punches is to punch out some circles and create a little tab with them. So I'm just going to punch a couple more circles. I'm using my 1.5 inch circle punch to do this. And I just find some bits of the paper that I can chop. Probably maybe 3 would look okay. I'm not putting them all on the same thing, but I was just thinking maybe 4 might be better. Let's punch one more out. Now I've got 4. And so I've cut these little bits of 6x6 paper down, and what I've done is I have then, this is a Tim Holtz 12x12 sheet. I've cut it into the 6x6 squares, and then I've cut 2 inches off the side because my plan is to put the circles underneath and then back it with that. So the first step is to choose a circle. So I think I'm going to go with, maybe this one would do, the one I had before, and just grab my glue and put some glue on half of the circle. So just roughly working out where half would be. And then let's stick this down. So the first one's going to go at the top like that. Then I've got some other pieces that I've cut. Let me just find them. Here's another one here. And what I want to do when I put this down, actually I'm putting it underneath, is I'm going to put it so that I end up with 4 circles that are roughly in the same sort of spot. Now I think I'll overlap them a little bit. See if this looks any good when I hold them all together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe I could put them, I think I prefer to overlap them a little bit actually, to have them like that. So put some glue on the half of this. And then I'll put these two together because they're both the same size, and I'll try and get it in a place that looks good. Maybe like that. The other thing I can do is just get my ruler, push it in a bit so it's the same distance roughly. That's looking quite good. Just got the edge butted up against the ruler. And now I need another one because obviously that's gone on the second page. So let's grab the third page and try and get something in a similar spot. It's probably not going to be perfect because you're doing it by hand, but you know, it'll be as good as what I can get it. And let's put them up again, and I want it sort of in the same overlap position, so I'm just taking a tiny little bit of that edge over. That's pretty good there. Okay, and then I've got another page. Let's do page 4. That's looking good. I'd probably do better if I had a grid underneath so I could line them up, but just eyeballing that, I think that that's pretty good. And now if I turn them all over, I can put the piece that belongs on the back on top of it. Okay, so that's the 4 of these now. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll show you how to put them in a journal later. But I quite like that look with the tabs, and you can always put something on them, of course. So that's one thing. The other thing is I have this punch. So I've just grabbed out the different punches that I've got, and this, I keep forgetting that I have this, and it's such a lovely punch. I don't know why I don't use it more. But what it does is, it creates this on your page. You see the holes through there? And then you just line up the next one, so you can punch, you know, for as long as what you like. Let's turn it around so I can line it up. I normally do this when I'm standing up so that I make sure that things are lined up properly. But you just line up with the picture that's on that side of the punch, and you know that your little things you're punching will always be in the correct spot that way. So you can do the length of the page. And isn't that a beautiful look, the way that, let me get that, it's a bit shiny, there you go, that's better. You can see there that I've got this really nice edge on that page, so when you put that into your journal, you've got this lovely edge on it. So I must keep remembering that I have this and get that out. And in fact, I think that might look really good, like for a tag maybe. Just had that thought that I could do like the top of a tag with it. Okay, so the other thing is that I have a corner rounder, which is a punch, and something else that I always forget is to round my corners, except if I'm doing a project where I'm always rounding every corner. But how nice does that look as a page, just to have those corners rounded? So my next idea for using a circle punch is to take one, and I'm going to use my 1-inch one. You don't have to, I'm just changing punches. It's not the end of the world if you don't. And if you take a couple of circles out, in fact I'm going to cut 4, and then I'm going to, I've got this piece of paper that I've folded up at the bottom and then folded down at the top, and I think it's about 6 inches wide, which it is. And now I'm going to stick 2 circles together for a start, just on top of one another. This just gives it some structure and some thickness. Okay, so now I've got 2 circles, and I need to have them so that I get in the center. So I'm going to turn them over so the lines are on the back of this thing, and I'm going to measure to the 1/2 inch mark within the circle, which is kind of like there. I'll get a better pencil, that one's going blunt. I need a finer mark on this one, and that's there. And then if I measure this way too, at the 1/2 inch mark, which is there, then where they overlap should be in the center. So for the second circle, I'm just going to use the first circle and go like that to create the shape, and then obviously my punch to punch it out. Now when you set this one, you need to make sure your bar's right back so you've got plenty of room to put it in to set the eyelet. And now I can put my string in. So I've just got a bit of string, and I just go around in here underneath the paper and the circle of the paper, and you'll find that it actually will fit quite well because it's quite tight to the page. So I don't find that I usually have any problems with these at all. And then around the bottom one, usually the first time around the bottom one it might be a bit difficult to get it on, but once it gets used to having that piece of string in there, it tends to be easier to get them on. And then you can go back around the top if you want to. The string's probably a little bit little for what I was trying to do, but that's the option that you've got with your circles. Okay, so then another idea would be to take your circle punch again. Now this time I think I'll use the little one. So I'll just chop along here to get rid of those ones so that I can now make another one. I'm going to do 2 again this time. And I'm also going to get a little piece of paper. So just a piece from here that I'll cut into a strip. Just hand cutting it, and put a little bit on here and a little bit on here, and stick that on so that these 2 circles are butted up against one another. Flip it over to make sure that that's the case. Now I'm going to fold that and have the circles on top of one another like that. Now I'll just open them before that glue dries. Pull them apart a little bit more because they've squished up a bit. I don't want them to squish up. And now you can pop that on top, so you've got another little top tab. So I'll just now circle both of them, glue on both circles. You don't need the little bit of paper in the center. I just thought that might give it some more strength. And then we'll put this one on here, just so that it fits there. Should have put the words up the right way. Might have to make it a side tab, although that's upside down, but this one at least is up the right way. So now you've got this single little one, and that's, you know, slightly different to the other one that I sandwiched between a piece of paper. I've actually got two circles on that one that are back to back. So that's another idea. And then I wanted to get my big circle punch, which is here. So this, I'm getting my 1.5 inch this time. I wanted to see if I could lay that over there, which I seem to be able to. So if I take a piece of paper, so the punch will only go so far in on the actual paper, but I want this to be on top of here like this. So there's some cutting I need to do. I'll need to cut it off here and here and here in order for it to fit on the page, and then I need to cut the back page down here. Okay, I've got my measurements now of where I need to cut without actually measuring anything. Okay, so I've cut this down, and how cool does that look? You've got the butterfly in there, and then when you turn the page you've got the butterfly. I love that look. I think that looks really nice. And I've got my tab up the top, so it's all happening on this page. Now I've pulled out one of my travel signatures so I can put things in. I don't think I'm going to be able to get this in. Actually I can, and it's got a map on it too, so that's very cool. I can use it because of that. I'm going to put my little tab set in here on this. All right, so I'm just thinking how I can do it. I think the answer is washi. I do, yep. So I'll just start with a piece of washi on the back one. Actually, I might start on the front. That'll be easier because I'll get my positioning correct if I start on the front. And it will also be straight. Now, what I didn't do was make sure that I was actually on the edge. So let's just tear it off. And then up this end, I'm going to have to peel that back and tear it off or cut it off. I might be able to tear it, hopefully. Yep, I've got that torn there now. And then if I turn this over, I can put the next one down, which will be from here. Oh, wrong end of the ruler. Can't tear it off if I've got a round end on it. And then here, the next one. This is pretty good actually, not too bad at all. Let's take that out so I get this lined up correctly. And then the next one. Now I could put some double-sided tape underneath this if I wanted to. Maybe I should do that, but I haven't got it handy, so I won't. And if it starts to come apart, I'll just go and put some on afterwards. Oh. At least try and make it a little bit straight. Okay, so that's that one. Let's see if that works. Yep, that's very cute. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. And let's go to another page now. See what else we can do. This is coming together quite nicely, this book. Quite pleased with it all. Obviously this is just one signature, the rest of them are in the cupboard, but it's still starting to look nice. Yeah, I can put this one down here too. Maybe up here. I think that'd be good. And I'm going to use the same technique that I just used then, because that seemed to work really well. Now, if I were going to sell this journal, I would definitely put some double-sided tape underneath, because I wouldn't expect a customer to actually have to go and do it after the fact. But because this is my personal travel journal, I'm happy to make running repairs as and when I need to. That's why I'm not bothering with the double-sided tape first up. Okay, so again I've got this one. I've got the tab, and then you turn it over and you see all of the butterfly, and then I've still got this. Because this picture is just the bottom half of something, so I'm happy just to put that along there, and you can still see all of the edge on here. I've got some little paper clips here. I'm going to clip it onto a page. That way I can take it out, I can decorate it, I can add things in the middle of it. I can do whatever I want to it. So I'll put a little paper clip and clip it up here, because I love that it's got a map theme, and this is my travel journal. Right, so what else have we got to put on? Oh, really just the rounded corner one. I don't have to put that in here, but you know, I could. Forgotten about all these. Okay, right, and with the rounded corner one, I might just put it in here, and then I can tuck something in it. Like if I get another piece of paper, I can tuck it in there, but a longer piece. Let's see, maybe I'll put it up in this corner. Okay, I'll find somewhere else. Hang on, I don't like that, so let me look elsewhere. I'm not actually sure where I want this rounded one at the moment, so I don't have to put it in anywhere, but I could just do it as another page as well by using the washi tape. So maybe that's what I'll do. I'll find a better spot for it than that though. Maybe I can put it here and use that washi. In fact, while I'm here, I'm going to run some washi down the edge of this frilly bit here, I think. And I will use some double-sided tape to stick that down, just to get rid of that raw edge that was there. That's why I used the double-sided tape and the washi on top, because I wanted to get rid of that raw edge. But I might put the birdie one down here as well. No, I was going to put the round edge one down, wasn't I? Oh, here it is. Lost it, but here it is. Found it. Okay, I'll put it out a bit because I'll use the double-sided tape again. Maybe I'll put it up the top of this page, or down the, actually I might put it down the bottom. So I'm going to poke it out so that I can use the tape. It'll still leave the white page or the cream page behind it, so that I can use some writing or put some, you know, journaling on the back of that here. And I can put something on the back of here too. I might put a picture or something, or I could make a pocket and add a journaling spot. Lots of ideas that I could do with that. I love this page, it's so pretty. Anyway, so that is the using the punches. So I've tried them in various different ways for you, and I've got lots of different results, and obviously there's a lot more you could do with them as well. This is really just a, you know, a starting point for you. And even if something's already in your journal, for example this, I'm going to punch some of these things on the edge because it just needs something. And that just looks much more interesting already. I liked that page before, but now it looks really cool. All right, so that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you'll get your punches out. You've probably got heaps more than me. I used to have, you know, hundreds of punches, but I got rid of them all. I sold them all off because I wasn't using them. I just kept my basic ones, my round punches, and I did actually, you know, square punches, but I even kept one of the flower punches. I'm not sure why, but, you know, I may just remove that from my craft room too, because I'm trying to get things, you know, have less in my craft room now. It's not really working very much, I can tell you that, but at least I'm trying. Let's put it that way. Okay, so until I come back with the next video, thank you very much for watching.